We got the dub, baby! We got the dub, baby! Fire the cannon!
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake. And how do we start off this show on a special Monday early edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television? As I'm looking right now, bring your passion, bring your excitement, just don't bring any nonsense. On tonight's show, we will have Harry the Greek, professional handicapper extraordinaire. And then we will have also Best of the Base, Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy, live from Ferg's. And then, as always, we'll take your phone calls. And why are we doing an early show? Because the national championship game is coming on here in just a little bit when it comes to the Miami Hurricanes versus the Indiana Hoosiers. As always, we will take your phone calls. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. The playoff seeding is set. Your final four are as follows. You've got the LA Rams versus the Seattle Seahawks on the NFC side, and the New England Patriots versus the Denver Broncos without Bo Nix. So we'll see how that works out. We'll definitely talk about that. Who are the Bucs looking to hire as an offensive coordinator? Another day, another candidate that they get to interview. And then, as always, we'll take your phone calls 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Happy MLK Day here. Happy Monday. It is an early edition, so let's get out to our guest here live from Ferg Sports Bar and Grill. Let's go out to him. Here we go. Professional handicapper extraordinaire, Mr. Harry the Greek. What's going on, buddy? How you doing? You can hear me just fine. I hope you can.
How you doing, Pete? What's going on, brother?
Doing great, buddy. How are you doing? You're live there at Ferg's, getting ready.
Yes, we are.
For Miami versus the Indiana Hoosiers for the national championship. And we wanted to give everybody a show tonight, so this is what we're doing. We're doing a little bit early. And then let me go out to this guy right there, who is out there also with you on the third shot.
Mr. Kennedy!
All right, let's go out to Best of the Bays, Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy. Welcome to the Evolution of Sports Talk Television, a special Monday evening, early evening edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. How you doing, my friend?
I tell you what, it's we're partying down here. Indiana fans got here early and often. Some Miami Hurricane fans. Everybody's pushing in and coming inside. So instead of we were going to be out back there showing you Ferg's backyard as we did when the Indiana and Alabama played there in the semis. But truth of the matter is, Muhammad didn't go to the mountain. And tonight the mountain's coming to Muhammad. People are going to come in here because the TVs are on. The food is fantastic. Just had a burger. It's a great night to be down here enjoying this championship game between the Miami Hurricanes and the Indiana Hoosiers.
Yes, well, I tell you right now, what is the fan? Is it there's a lot of Hurricane fans there right now? Is there a lot of Hoosier fans? Because coming into this game, guys,
there's a lot of talent. I mean, a lot of fans here.
A lot of talent, a lot of fans there. What is it? More Miami? Is it Indiana? Harry the Greek? What is it out there?
Ray's going to tell you it's a lot of Indiana fans, or majority of them. I'm going to tell you it's probably representing the U.
The U. Okay.
Nice. Okay, yeah. And I will tell you this now, we went around out back, and, this is Miami's first time back in the big show in, 18 years, something like that. A lot of the Miami gear is actually some OG Miami gear. Saw some, old Miami college, players' jackets and such, because, Miami, one of the reasons why Florida State, Miami and such had the success that they've had all this time is because they draw from the Florida. We've had quite a few local guys, kids, and girls go to Miami and participate there. So it's more Miami than I thought it would be, but so far, we'll see at game time. It seems like it might be more 60-40 to Hoosiers.
Shout out to Lamar Thomas. I know you're watching the show, buddy. Enjoy the game down there in Miami, and we'll talk soon.
Wow. Lamar Thomas dropping names there. Former Miami Hurricane, of course, beating the Florida State Seminoles there in the 91-92 game. I think it was 91. A heartbreaker for Florida State fans. And also former Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So we definitely got to have him.
No, he is not a Miami Hurricane fan. He can't stand the Hurricanes. Just letting it know. We'll talk to you soon, brother.
Well, that's okay. That's all right. We'll still have him.
That's all right. He'll still like.
Oh, I thought you were saying Lamar Thomas is in Miami. I'm sorry. You better back up on that one.
I was just voice texting him again because he hit me up and he was thanks for the shout out.
He's going to want Peter. He already knows Peter was a Florida State guy. He's already got one chip in the bank.
Listen, we always have the opposing players on this show. We've had Casey Weldon on here. We'll definitely have some Miami Hurricanes, especially if they win tonight. I want to go out to Harry the Greek because the phone lines are open. So if you have a question about this national championship game, some other developments today, gentlemen, when it comes to the offensive coordinator and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. In fact, let's start there because all eyes right now are on this offensive coordinator position with Bucs fans as they lose their mind because Eric Bieniemy, by the way, this is breaking news coming out there. This involves you, Mr. Harry the Greek.
Did he take the job back with Kansas City?
Looks like he's going back to Kansas City as the OC.
Good for him.
And as fans would say, why couldn't we get him? You can't get everybody, although Albert Breer says, yes.
I got to tell you, I have to interrupt you. I'm not too sure that Tampa really wanted him as an OC. And I'm going to tell you why. Peter, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He was supposed to be the next great head coach coming out of that tree. Okay, from Andy Reid, and it never transpired. Hell, he barely even got a sniff anywhere. Okay, I think Leftwich got more opportunities than he has, and Leftwich had none, to be honest with you. So no, it doesn't really surprise me that he's going back to Kansas City. That is not the OC that I wanted to see here in Tampa Bay.
And I was going to actually say, if we're recycling OCs, then let's go ahead and recycle Byron Leftwich, who, by the way, just the other day, Bruce Arians on the Pat McAfee show pointed out, is still the most talented play caller he's ever worked with. And I know you think he goes long for his friends. Well, yeah, that's also a good quality to have in a head coach or in a former head coach. But I mean, if we're just recycling retreads, if we're going for Bieniemy just because maybe, and don't forget, Bieniemy's offense is going to require a heavy, because he played fullback himself, right? Eric Bieniemy. Right now, Keefe is our only fullback, and he's injured last year. It's another reason why we didn't even get that 12 personnel working.
But Ray, in defense to what you were saying, just out of curiosity, you'll know more about this because you'll know more about the Buccaneers than I'll ever learn. You'll forget more about them. But let me ask you this. I didn't think that Leftwich actually was calling the plays. If I'm not mistaken, the game plan was strictly Bruce Arians. Peter or Ray, am I correct on this?
I thought so. I thought it was BA, and I thought it was Tom Brady at the time. But I know that
was it.
Well, I mean, the thing is, they talked about how he sketched it out, and Tom Brady would sit in a motel with the red marker because they went in that narrative, and how Bruce would tell him the plays that they didn't do it exactly like Drew Brees and Sean Payton did. But no, I mean, why would he call him the best play caller if he's not? So if that's the case, then is this still part of that distortion reality field that, Larry Foote's a great guy to have, and Tom Moore at 132 is a good guy to have, and maybe retreading him, maybe he wasn't calling the plays, and maybe that's why Bucs fans...
I get the point you're making, Ray. I totally can appreciate exactly what you're saying. But yeah, but to close out that segment part of it, I'm not disappointed that Bieniemy. I'm disappointed that he's leaving Chicago, but I don't really blame him because he's going to have the opportunity now to either swim or he's going to sink, because the writing's on the wall. Matt Nagy now is going to take a job in the NFL as a head coach, okay? Because he was the OC for Kansas City. So look for him to go to Cleveland or Tennessee or Baltimore.
Yep, that is definitely the talk now.
Because they're not firing him to bring Bieniemy to be the OC.
Right.
Let's be clear. They're
talking about firing. What about Sean McDermott? I mean, can we just get on that? Because really, I mean, I know we want to talk to the OC, but that's got to be the thing that surprised any fan of sport today, let alone just Bucs fans or anyone else.
Let me go ahead and address that really quick, but let's go ahead and go out to what the report was today from NFL insider Albert Breer.
They did the right thing, by the way.
Sean McDermott?
Yeah, they did the right thing. Okay, you get rid of Tony Dungy because you can't get to the Super Bowl.
Well, okay, see, this is what I don't understand about Bucs fans. Like, go get Sean McDermott, but you're ready to fire Todd Bowles because he can't win a playoff game. Well,
I'm not ready to fire Todd Bowles. Ray's not ready to fire Todd Bowles. Neither are you.
Throwing it out there to fans because this is all you hear. Fire Todd Bowles because he's only 1-3 in the playoffs. He can't get over the top. Well, guess what? They fired Sean McDermott from the Buffalo Bills. Why? Because he can't win a playoff game. He can't get over the top with Josh Allen. So everybody's like, well, bring in McDermott. He's not able to get over the top with Josh Allen. Is he going to be able to get over the top with Baker Mayfield in this offense? Even though I think they have more weapons.
Well, let's really start the shit. Let's just say fire Ben Johnson from the Bears for leaving 9 points down, or not going for 2 at the end of the game, or not taking the field. Or hold on, fire him because he doesn't hit the field goals at the other end of it.
Sure,
it's.
Or file Kyle Shanahan because even though he had an injury-riddled season with his team, you're able to overcome that, and you're not able to win a Super Bowl at this point. So John Lynch should fire him too, right? I mean,
speaking of Fernando Mendoza, have you seen the numbers? We can talk about this any other night of the week. You guys. The thing is, we're literally talking. Pete, go ahead. It's your show, but I'm so tired. Tonight we're talking this number one. This is the best football game you'll see the rest of this year for the NFL and college. Because I guarantee the AFC matchup, whoever's playing quarterback, Jared Studham, and whatever's going on between Seattle and hosting the Rams for that, the 17th time they've played each other this year, and then whatever the Super Bowl is going to be, let it be all West Coast. Tonight's game is fantastic. Let's break this thing down.
Ray, I want to go to that, but you ready for this, Ray? Can you believe me? Would you believe me if I told you that the Patriots are only a 3.5 point favorite against the Denver Broncos, who's quarterbackless right now? No, seriously.
I told you I take the Broncos straight out. I like Stidham, and I like what Sean Payton can do. I wish he had 2 weeks to get him ready, but I mean, I think that's a 3.5. They're teasing it because you and I both think
3.5. This game should be New England -8 or 9.
If it was in New England, without a doubt.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, it's just this is the epitome of a trap game possibly.
Nice.
But you know what? They're going to trap me because I've already bet money at that low line. That line is going to continue to go ahead and bounce. It's going to get a lot higher. Anyway, Ray, Peter, sorry, I have a tendency of pulling you guys off the tracks.
No, it's okay. I just wanted to put this out there. NFL Senator Albert Breer said Mike McDaniel has made the rounds, and if I had to guess, he'd probably wind up as an offensive coordinator in the next week or so. He also says, I've heard Tampa Bay could be a good spot for him, and that if he does a good job, he could be set up to be Todd Bowles' eventual successor. I've heard a couple times Jeff Darlington from ESPN throw this out there. Once again, Mike McDaniel being thrown out there. I get it. He's interviewing for coaches.
To be his successor.
That's what Albert Breer is throwing out there.
And that is why I tell you I don't listen to pundits, because that right there is the reason why that makes me sick to listen to hot garbage like that, because they're already figuring out if this guy does a good job, we're just going to fire the head coach.
And wait a minute.
What the hell are you bringing him in for? What if they make a deep playoff run, or God forbid they go to the Super Bowl?
How many coaches are out? How many coaches got fired so far this year? How many coach openings are there right now? 10, right? 10.
Pete, how many?
No, it's 10. I know it's 10. McDermott made it 10 today. So we've got 10 coaches a year, basically a third of the league, but we're already premonishing our success next season upon the hope and pray that we hired the right guy to replace the coach that we're keeping. And in this disconnect, forget everything. Check out society. You know, back in the 60s, we used to say check in and check out. You get high and you get chill. These kids are getting their anuses this tight and want to fire the coach. We're looking to hire the successor to the next successor. Is that because of the Canales and Liam Cohen fiasco? Or does people, the Bucs fans, these ones that are crying for firings every day, do they just not know ball? I tend to think it's the latter.
Good point.
Also, Tampa Bay is set to interview Cincinnati Bengals offensive coordinator Dan Pitcher.
That's a good interview.
OC position, according to Ian Rappaport. He added that the opportunity was made possible by Coach Zach Taylor giving Pitcher permission to speak to teams with play calling OC opportunities. Of course, he would definitely have something to say, or the Bucs would definitely want to speak with him because of the development of what he had to do with Joe Burrow. Maybe he can do the same thing with Baker Mayfield. So some offensive candidates out there.
Is that because Baker Mayfield's game is so close to his? Because Baker's 5'11" and Joe's 6'5", and Joe's a pocket passer deep and Baker's a scrambler? I mean, are we just looking for whatever team had the most success last year? Is there anybody that ran just a student body left, student body right? Let's go back to running the old Vince Lombardi offenses, because if we're all gearing to stop the pass, then maybe the run's the way to go. My point is that we're wasting time talking about who the next guy's going to be. Talk about who they possibly are, but we're out there just – I mean, I'm seeing breaks and people are saying, hey, guess what? I think they just got a little bit of Curly Lambeau's DNA, and they're talking about doing the whole cloning thing. Maybe we should hire the next coach to fire to replace McDaniel after they replace Bowles, because that guy in 4 years, when they breed him fast, will be your next OC. Guys, sit back and enjoy the games.
Okay, well, what they're trying to do is actually they're trying to improve their offense, because their offense struggled last year. Josh Grizzard also interviewing with the Philadelphia Eagles, and it's important to get the offensive coordinator on this.
Oh, it is. It is.
Took a step.
But
it's not news until it's news. I don't want to know if somebody had a bowel movement. Hey, guess what?
Peter, honestly, hang on, Peter, honestly, you know, and I love when the three of us get together, because we really know how to dissect things and just, you know, we kind of stir the pot. But that is why I don't like to listen to the pundits that are out there. They don't know that they're trying to look for somebody. All they're doing is stirring the shit soup. That's all they're doing.
That's how they make a living.
It would have been fine to say McDaniels is probably the leading candidate to be the offensive coordinator in Tampa Bay. But you have to add a little bit more salt and pepper to something that already tastes pretty decent to say, because if he does any good, he could be his replacement. What?
Also, the Bucs virtually interviewed Bengals offensive coordinator Brian Callahan. So again, they're looking for an offensive coordinator, and that's what we do on this show, guys. We speculate who he's going to be. I love the
speculation.
All right, I'm going to speculate. We're going to speculate. I don't understand.
But are you going? But Pete, honestly, you're not one of those people that actually honestly believe that they're going to bring McDaniels in here to go ahead and run the offense, and if he does a good job, to fire Todd Bowles to be the successor. Please tell me that you don't believe that hot garbage.
They've done this before with Dirk Cutter when they had Lovie Smith, and they decided to move on from Dirk Cutter. So. Is there?
And then they went to 5 years. Then they went to 5 years.
Not saying. You asked me a question. You asked me, do I think it's possible? And I said yes, because history shows that it is possible. and a lot of teams do that. And also, we don't know if Todd Bowles could possibly retire at this point. And then again, if it doesn't work out, because I hope it works out for 2026, but if it doesn't work out, then you're going to clean house any way it goes. All right, let's go out to the phone lines here, live from Ferg's with Harry the Greek, professional handicapper extraordinary. You got Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy. I'm your host, Peter Blake. Let's go out to the phone lines here on a special Monday early afternoon edition of the Sports Web. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
You got Frankie from Wisconsin.
What's going on, Frankie?
Cold. What's fighting with cold?
Okay, all right, buddy. Well, fight the cold. What's going on?
I was wondering because I had a guy that I was thinking about, and I want to know what you guys thought about this guy.
Go for it.
And I always mess up his last name, but offensive coordinator for us, Nathan Shieldhays.
I've never heard that. I have not heard that one yet. Where is he now?
Well, Shieldhouse is interviewing for other jobs around the national.
I know who he is. I'm kidding.
And he's we'll see. He interviewed for the Bucs offensive coordinator job. A lot of Bucs fans favor him.
Isn't he the porter here at Ferg's? I don't know who it is. I've never heard the guy.
And now we lost Ray there, so I don't know what happened. I guess Ray just
no, his phone went down for a second.
Okay. All right, we'll go to the two shot. So why do you like Shieldhouse at this point, Frankie?
Well, I mean, just look at everything Sean McVay. In my opinion, I think Sean McVay is one of the best coaches in the NFL. And if you're learning from arguably one of the best coaches in football for a couple of years, and you have probably one of the best offenses that you've been coaching, and then you got an offense that's pretty dang good with Baker and Evans, Abuka, and Godwin. Not to mention Bucky. I'd like to see what he could do with us.
Well, I mean, you could also have Zach Robinson, who was on the Atlanta Falcons, who also came from that McVay staff. So what about Zach Robinson? No?
Not too big on him. I'd rather have Mike McDaniel over him.
Why are you not big on Zach Robinson? They're coming from the same coaching staff, by the way. The same coaching tree.
Same coaching staff. No,
right.
It comes from the Sean McVay tree.
Right.
It really does.
So for just 1 year from Robinson being with the Atlanta Falcons, which I get it, they had their fair share of struggles, but I think that's more of the quarterbacks and the offensive line not necessarily being there. Why have you soured on Zach Robinson, who you just said you wanted Shieldhouse from the McVay tree, when you could get Robinson, who you've already interviewed, who the Bucs have already interviewed for this job?
Maybe it's because he was, in Atlanta for that time. And I just, being a Bucs fan, you look at Atlanta and go, oh.
Okay. All right.
I don't know. But it's just that Sean McVay tree. It's kind of like that Holmgren tree, the Mike Holmgren tree back in Green Bay.
Right. That's what I'm saying, though. Zach Robinson is from that tree.
Oh, I know. Zach Robinson, there's nothing bad about the guy.
Okay.
Nothing. I got the guys that I like, and I wanted your opinion on Shieldhouse because I thought that could be a guy that could really turn stuff around for it.
I think he's a great young mind. I just think it's risky to go. And Frankie, thanks a lot for the call. Use the second one if you want to. If we're still on, I think it's risky. I know a lot of Bucs fans want him, but he's a first-time play caller. Has he ever called plays in the National Football League? Okay, so we go back to what you have with Dave Canales. You go back to what you have with, of course, Josh Grizzard. I think you got to get a veteran play caller at this point. I think that's why McDaniel is in the conversation. I think that's why Zach Robinson is in the conversation. Trevor, welcome to the Evolution. You're on with yours truly, along with Harry the Greek. Go.
What's up? How y'all doing?
I'm doing great, buddy. They're live there at Ferg's. They're getting ready for the national championship game, and we are giving you what you want here. We're going to allow you to watch the national championship game and still give you the sports web before the game. How about that?
Yeah, man. Thanks for, accommodating us.
Absolutely. Always, brother. Always. So what's on your mind?
So for me, I know a lot of these guys have been talking about, the next OC or whatever. After just really thinking about it myself, I personally would want Mike McDaniels. Now I know there's a speculation talking about, or if he does a good job, that he'll end up taking, the head coaching position from Todd Bowles and all this, yada, yada, yada.
Right.
Quite frankly, that's in 2027. I'm more concerned about this year.
Thank you. Well, who gives you the best opportunity to win now, Trevor? Is it Mike McDaniel? Is it a veteran play caller? I think Todd Monken's going to go with John Harbaugh, so that's a moot at this point. So McDaniel, does he give you the best opportunity? Does Zach Robinson give you the best opportunity? Do you want another young play caller that has to learn, how to call plays and scheme and all this other stuff? Do you want to go back through that, or do you want somebody to come in here and then, oh, by the way, this is an attractive job when it comes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Make no mistake about it. You still have Baker Mayfield. You still have Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and Emeka Ibuka and Bucky Irving and an offensive line when they can stay healthy is one of the best in the National Football League. And then on top of it, if it's not the Bucs job, maybe it's another job. Everybody's saying nobody wants to work with Todd Bowles. Really? Nobody wants to work with Todd Bowles? Every freaking offensive coordinator besides Josh Grizzard has gotten a job in the National Football League. Dave Canales called. He got a job with the Carolina Panthers. Oh, by the way, Liam Cohen, the snake there in Jacksonville, he got a job with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yep.
So enough of the nobody wants to work with Todd Bowles. Let's not give Todd Bowles any credit. I think McDaniel would be absolute grand slam of a hire. And I don't know if Bucs fans would ever be happy with that, but I think they would be happy with that move. We'll see if it happens because he has lots of interest right now. But coming down to it, McDaniel may not want to be a coach. He may want to just be an offensive coordinator, work on his craft, work with Baker Mayfield, and who knows? Maybe there is some assurance by the owners or somebody like Jason Light saying, you know what? We think this Todd Bowles, if it doesn't work out this year, you're the next head coach in waiting. Even if it does work out, that Todd Bowles maybe retires. Who knows at this point? But there's a great opportunity. And oh, by the way, you get a chance to work with a great organization in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So what's to lose at this point? I don't understand this.
Me neither. And, for me, when it comes down to it, I just like the way Mike McDaniels understands personnel on the offensive side of the ball.
Right.
He had Tua playing pretty darn good for a while there. Obviously not this season, but in seasons past, I believe it was in 2023. I believe that was his last good season, Tua. So in my opinion, I think Tua's a better quarterback.
Well, he's had a lot of injuries too. Let's be fair.
What's that?
I said he's had a lot of injuries as well.
Well, yeah, and that's true too. You know what I mean? That's unfortunate on his part. But
hold on. And some of those injuries, he shouldn't even be playing football. Let's be clear. I still can remember the gait that he was showing when he was laying on his back. That man could have permanent brain damage from another hit.
Well, yeah, no, I don't disagree with you there. I'm just saying, in all, Mike McDaniels had Tua looking good at one point, and I know he has injuries, and obviously that's not in Mike McDaniels' control. You know what I mean? And so I feel like we have, in my opinion, I feel like Baker's a more talented quarterback than Tua is, and so I say, hey, let's take a stab at it with Mike McDaniels, and then Jason Light and Todd Bowles. They obviously gonna have to fix the defense when it comes to the draft, free agency, what have you.
Yep.
But here's my thing. Maybe it's just me though. One thing that I'm hearing is this whole coaching tree stuff. Is it me? Maybe I'm just high or something. But I think this whole coaching tree crap is kind of overrated in my opinion.
Well, listen, I think everybody at the end of the day, it always goes in cycles, right? You wanted to get Bill Walsh at the time. You wanted to get coaches from his coaching tree. You wanted to get Bill Parcells' coaching tree. You wanted to get, now help me out here, Harry, in the 90s.
You look at Bill Belichick.
Mike Holmgren. It was the West Coast offense. So this has always been the thing. And right now, Sean McVay is the hot, coaching commodity.
He's the king of coaching right now.
Right.
And, sometimes that doesn't work out because you even look at the Patriots and back in the early 2000s when they went on their first run of those Super Bowls. I believe Charlie Weiss was their offensive coordinator and Romeo Crennel was their defensive coordinator. And they went on to be head coaches elsewhere, the Patriot way, what have you not, and then Josh McDaniels and all that. And none of them panned out as head coaches. So just because you have coaches that work with Sean McVay doesn't mean they're going to come in and be successful as a head coach. You know what I mean? So you got to be careful when you vetting these coaches, in my personal opinion. It ain't always about, well, he worked with Sean McVay. Well, maybe Sean McVay just liked him and wanted him to come along for the ride.
Right.
You never know. You know what I mean? Maybe he played golf with his sister. I don't damn know. That doesn't mean he knows damn football.
Yep, I agree. I absolutely agree, Trevor. I appreciate the call. As always, my friend, we'll see you on Wednesday night, all right? Enjoy the national championship game.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to get back Tampa Bay Ray in here. He had some tech issues. Let's go out to him. We're definitely going to talk some national championship before. If we can get him, I guess he's having some Wi-Fi issues. You got to love that. So we'll go back to the two-shot live television. Let's go out to Dano here. Anthony Dano, thanks a lot for tuning in. We'll read your comments. Again, like and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube and friend me on Facebook at Peter H. Blake. I'm going to go out to the comments, and then we will get out to the phone lines. I know you guys want to call. Who knows? Maybe I'll stay on for an extra 15 or 30 minutes after the game here at 7:30 because these guys are going to get off. I'm going to maybe stay on. We'll see. The season's not over yet. You shouldn't look for an offensive coordinator until the Super Bowl is over because there might be a lot of Super Bowl offensive coordinators that want to be head coaches or coordinators for other teams. This is just how it is at this point. Coaches are getting hired and fired, doing interviews during the Super Bowl, during the playoffs. You know, it's a distraction, but this is the way it's always worked, and this is the way it's going to be. Right, Harry?
Absolutely. That is actually exactly how I think it's going to happen. Hey, can you hear me okay, or are you getting a lot of background noise? Because this music and the TVs are really loud in this room.
No, I can definitely hear you at this point.
Wow, it's drowning me out, though. But
I
that's
can hear
okay.
you, buddy. LFG first live show. I watch all of them, but my first live show, Bring the Passion, Bucs Bring an offensive coordinator. Thanks to all you guys for keeping football alive in all off season. This is what we do on the Sports Web. Yeah, no matter what, if it's January 19th, we're going to talk offensive coordinators, candidates. We're going to talk NFL draft. We're going to talk combine. We're going to talk free agency, no matter what. Nobody's going to
back.
Oh, there he is. All right.
I'm going to bring him in. We don't need any introduction. That's Tampa Bay Ray. He's running live right outside of Ferg's. Hey, buddy, how are you?
I apologize. It was getting a little warm in there, Harry, and I felt bad because from Wisconsin, I was trying to listen to Frankie, but I'm looking at, they're showing Mario Cristobal when he was a player for University of Miami. Of course, tonight he's the coach. And I'm like, I was caught in this vortex. It started getting a little warm. We should have maybe went outside because now I'm out here. First of all, you're right. The talent here is fantastic tonight, and they've all brought a bunch of ladies with them, so wait till you see that. But they've opened up the VIP upstairs, the overflow, so the place is starting to really pack in. It's going to be exciting championship game tonight between Indiana and Miami. But, guys, what did I miss?
It got really busy in this room. It's very, very, very noisy. I'll tell you what, the mood here at Ferg's, Pete, I wish you were here, man. That's all I got to do is tell you. I just wish you were here. It's just like everybody's rooting. And right now I'm seeing about a 50-50 mix of fans, whether they're Indiana fans or Miami.
All right, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to read the rest of these comments, and then we're going to talk about this national championship game. I'm going to get your thoughts about it. We're going to talk more about this, the keys to this game, and we'll continue to take phone calls and do the best that I can to navigate and maneuver here. I'm worried we're going to get stuck with the run of the litter, OC. Mike says the front office is to blame. Once again, front office, you guys have selective amnesia when it comes to this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team. You're 6 years removed from winning a Super Bowl, and once again, consistent playoff contender. This is crazy to me, but I guess this is how it's going to be all off season. So I'm going to deal with it. Did you see the clip of Beck saying he doesn't go to classes? He graduated 2 years ago. Is he a grad student? If not, why is he still in college? Please help me understand. Again, Carson Beck, the quarterback of the Miami Hurricanes at this point, big-time story, big-time reason why we're talking about the Hurricanes against Indiana tonight because he's performed well, he's played well. I'm just going to put it out there. I don't know how.
Don't forget, Mendoza. Mendoza was originally offered $2 million to take that Miami Hurricanes job before they ended up settling on $3 million to get Carson Beck coming down. shout out to my boy for throwing that out to me the other day. But yeah, I mean, and Fernando Mendoza, his father, him and Cristobal both played on that Miami Hurricanes team because he's also from Miami. So one of those interesting stories tonight is you got Carson Beck, fulfilled his after 2 years as a backup at Georgia and the injured elbow. But you also got this kid that could have been there ahead of him. And I would pose, not to take away from what Carson Beck in Miami's done this year, but if Fernando Mendoza, the dog we're seeing this 2025 Heisman Trophy winner to be, what would this Miami team? Maybe they would have been winning by an average of 40 tonight, but I kid you not, it's still going to be a fantastic game.
I mean, go out to you, Harry. It's interesting because this kid Mendoza definitely has Miami ties. He was a 2-star. It's almost like a Tom Brady.
Yeah, didn't he grow up like 20 minutes outside of Hialeah?
Yes. And he wants to win this. And, of course, the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback looks like he could go number 1 overall to who? Tom Brady, and the Raiders at this point will be able to submit himself tonight, just look even better. I mean,
Tom Brady's the reason why they will not screw this pickup. Because trust me, the Raiders, whether they're in L.A., Oakland, or Vegas, they're still the Raiders.
Yes.
Nothing personal, man. But, boy, they really haven't done a very good job scouting teams. But you know what? That kid from Ole Miss isn't that bad either. I think he's up there in age, though. What's he on his 17th year?
Hey, you want to talk about house money? What if Jarrett Stidham has a fantastic performance for the Broncos, even if they lose on Saturday to the Patriots, and Tom Brady, because they've got the running back, right? Gentry. They've got the tight end. If they can keep the DN there, but they've got an offensive line problem, Pete, and they've also got to get a few more wide receivers. You can go Mendoza number 1 overall, but that's what I wonder. Will John Spytek want to maybe take that and try to do a Jason Light, work it back a few, and get some other stuff that they need? Or do they double down and go after Mendoza and take the lumps that way? Being that Tom Brady was 199 in a 6th round himself, it's interesting to see how he'll proceed with this.
Absolutely.
No, but Mendoza's going to the Raiders.
He is going to the Raiders, and we'll see what he does tonight versus a Miami Hurricane defense. It's been tough, led by Reuben Bain Jr., who a lot of Bucs fans are going to have their eyes on tonight and wanting him at number 15. Don't know if he's going to be there. The Bucs may have to trade up. We'll see. Let's go out to Abraham here. When you guys call in, if you want to talk Bucs, and then give me a pick of who do you think is going to win the national championship tonight, Indiana or Miami. Abraham, welcome to the Evolution.
All right, I'm going to say right now, because I'm going to talk college football right now since you said it. So I'm rooting for Indiana. I'm a Florida State fan, okay? I grew up a Florida State fan, and I grew up hating Miami. And my brother went to UM. That makes me want to hate Miami even more. So Mario, I give Mario his props. He's a good coach. He's a good defensive mind. He's he turned around FIU. He's worked in his way in other programs, and he earned that job. But I like the story, the underdog story. And he comes from a low Division II program, then went to JMU, turned into a powerhouse, brought some defensive players that just followed him to Indiana, and they're number 1, and they're competing for a historically basketball school, competing for a national championship. Yes, I'm rooting for the underdog. I'm rooting for the Hoosiers.
All right. Hey,
they're not the underdog, though. They're a heavy favorite. That's not even close. Miami's supposed to lose this game by a touchdown and a field goal. Okay? I mean, it's 7, 8, 9 points. That's a lot. This isn't – no, trust me, this isn't a layup. I mean, Miami – if Miami beats Indiana, that's an upset in this game. And it's a huge upset.
Well, it's definitely a huge upset. And I.
All right, one more thing before you let me go is that, I think people – need to chill out with all the whole hire McDermott. Come on, man, get a grasp of what the Bucs are looking for, the team needs, and rather than think of what your little fantasy is. And I think, I'm agreeing with a lot of people saying McDaniels is the best guy because he's going to develop that run game. He's going to have that zone blocking scheme, and he's going to open up the pass game. And he's going to, I think he's going to bring a lot of changes to that offense with all the misdirection and all the different schemes that he has. So, yeah, I think, the Bucs probably offered him a lot of money to be OC. And I think, he's just seeing if he can, who's going to offer him more. And he's going to probably come back to Tampa. I think they already had some kind of agreement in place. They already probably put some, made a big offer as far as cash. So
we'll see, because, again, this organization was willing to make Cohen the highest paid offensive coordinator. So, if this is the plan, this definitely makes sense. Abraham, appreciate the time as always. We'll see you.
Good call, Abraham.
Good to talk to you, Abraham.
All right, so let's get back to the comments there. Let's see. Hey, Greek, lifelong Bucs fan, 55 years old, but my stepdad was a diehard Bears fan. He passed away earlier this year. I know he was proud regardless of the outcome. Much respect to you, brother. Want to respond because what a hell
Sorry
of a
for
game.
your loss, brother.
Yes, what a hell of a game last night. What a hell of a season.
Look, if you watch the game, and I'm not saying this to be a homer, they should have won that game. There were some questionable calls that that Ben Johnson made, and that's all I got to say. It's a great season. I was very happy about it. I was upset for about 5 minutes. That's it. This team will come back a lot stronger, and I'm sorry for your loss. Thanks for the comment.
All right, Alex, welcome to the Evolution. You're on with yours truly, along with Harry the Greek, and of course, yes, Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy, best of the Bay. Go ahead, Alex.
Hey, listen, I want to start off by giving a shout out to Harry the Greek. Harry, man, how about them Bears, baby, regardless of the loss, man. I messaged Harry all mad at like the end of that game, and I said, listen, I needed a Caleb Williams passing touchdown to hit all my parlays, and sure enough, that last throw of the game to practically put them in overtime.
Right.
Freaking parlays, but Harry the Greek, how about them Bears, baby? They're going somewhere, man. There's nothing to be disappointed about what they've done this year, and an incredible job. You talk about some great coaching. You got that in Chicago. So,
hey guys, you're not going to believe the party that. Hey guys, I got to tell you something right now. Now here's the thing, Pete. You and I have been here for opening day. We've been here for Bucs watch parties for years. We've done the draft on the stage several times. I forgot that the college football coach is right. They arrive late. This game is still probably by the time it takes Trump to get his seat and the national anthem's done, they're probably going to be. But this place is packing in. They've opened upstairs. They're packing out. And Harry, I'll bet me dime on a dollar after the show. And Pete, if you'll share the link on my phone, I'll do a slow walkthrough, give you guys a real feel of what it's like to be at the #1 sports bar in America, the world famous Ferg Sports Bar and Grill down on Central Avenue, just below 16th Street in the edge, just of St. Petersburg. But guys, I want to say, I hope wherever you're at, even if you're home alone or with some friends, I hope you're enjoying this game tonight. It's going to be a good one. And Alex, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead, Alex.
Alex, thanks for the compliment. Yes, the coaching is what cost them that game yesterday because they left 12 points on the field. And it didn't help when Roma Dunze dropped that pass in the end zone. I mean, it couldn't hit him any better. But going for it on fourth down in that kind of weather, and if you haven't ever experienced that kind of weather, you take the points because Chicago completely, it wasn't even close. They completely outplayed the LA Rams, and they really, really dug into Matthew Stafford's ass in that game. But that's all I got to say about it. I appreciate the sentiments about what the Bears are doing, and I'm sorry they didn't win for you for your parlay. But if you listen to
they did that passing touchdown. That's all I needed.
I thought you said you had bet the team to win.
All right, go ahead,
Just
Alex.
real quick before I get out of here, talking about all this offensive coordinator stuff with the Bucs and stuff. Listen, Daniels would be an absolute great pickup for this offense. Absolutely. Listen, that is an offensive coordinator. I don't care about what happened with the Sean McDermott news today, all the head coaching stuff. Putting all that aside, you bring in McDaniels in here, get that. He is a very good mix-up offensive-minded coach. Did it in Miami, regardless of the injuries with Tua and all that stuff. That needs to be your offensive coordinator going into 2026.
All right,
get a
Alex.
DC in here. I think get a DC. Get Mike McDaniels in here.
Well, they're not going to get.
I think this Bucs goes far.
They're not going to get a DC. Alex, appreciate the call. They're going to go with Todd Bowles at this point. Everything we've heard, I appreciate that. Sean McDermott is available. Give him whatever he wants to bring in. Fireballs.
I like McDermott.
This is what I don't understand, though, about Bucs fans. The reason why
I said I like McDermott, but not for Tampa. That would be a horrible, horrible, horrible hire. And please, I don't ever give an opinion without giving a reason. And I don't want to get off track on the show. McDermott believes in a 5-man protection. That's it. That's it.
No, I think you're talking.
And Dayball. They both do the same thing. I don't believe in just a coach that refuses to cater to the talent that he has. Rather, he wants his talent to cater to what his coaching is. That's it. Sorry.
Let's go out to the comments.
Not a good hire.
All right. Let's see. Because Matt Nagy was supposedly good in Kansas City under Andy Reid, but Eric Bieniemy isn't good because he's under Andy Reid. Sketchy because Matt Nagy is hot garbage. Eric Bieniemy holds his players accountable. Brian says Matt Nagy is hot garbage. Tim says, "What's up, fellas? What's going on with you?" Tampa has a Super Bowl winning roster, and Todd Bowles is 35-33 mediocre. Anybody want to say anything about that?
Yeah, first off, Matt Nagy's not hard garbage. Go ahead, Ray.
No, I was going to say, just the thing is, at the end of the day, let's not forget the 31 other teams also have 53 paid people, professionals, the best in their sports, and all their coaching staffs are the best that they were, and they're all trying to win too. Guys, just remember, as we're looking through the matrix, we're Neo, and we're trying to dodge the bullets. Remember, every now and then, maybe it's just because the other 31 improved, and maybe we digressed a little bit. It's not the reason to throw the entire baby out with that bathwater. Sometimes take a second, reflect back. And I want to finish with this on my Buck stuff, and I'll let you guys talk all you want about it. I heard someone today pose that why would McDaniel come here if he's only holding his seat for a Todd Bowles? First of all, if that was really his inclination is to come here because he's waiting for the hot seat, I don't want that guy here. He's not coming here to do his best. He's coming here to keep his seat hot. And if you're, as a Bucs fan, you're looking for someone to come keep a seat hot for a year, then give up the next year and give up your Buccaneer fan card. Because Buccaneer fans, I went with Lehman Bennett, I went with Richard Williamson, I went with Sam Weiss, I went with Vinny Testaverde. I can go on and on. But every year I thought we were going to win it. I rooted till we didn't. And usually by week 7, we were mathematically eliminated. But get over it. Any OC wants to come here, should want to come here, not because what Tom Brady did, but kind of for the same reason. It's Tampa Bay, it's paradise, it's tax-free. We still have Jason Light, a strong, and we have the best owners in the league. So don't do me a favor, fan, whoever's running these stories, don't tell me how someone would like to, but they don't want to. I don't want them to come here. That's what we say. Sorry.
And also you got Baker Mayfield at the end of the day. And listen, I don't think this is a Super Bowl roster. I still think they need some pieces. I think, you need an edge rusher. You need a couple linebackers. I don't think they're a Super Bowl roster yet.
Was Seattle a Super Bowl roster before the end with a new coach? Were the Rams supposed to? Was New England going to win the AFC East and they're back in the championship? I mean, you're right, Peter. I don't say this is a championship roster, but the thing is, every year any roster can be the right roster that stays healthy, keeps momentum, and doesn't lose the locker room. So far, we got 2 of those. The injuries killed us in 25.
Absolutely. Let's go out to the phone lines here. What's your name? Where you're calling from? You're on the Evolution. I know you want to talk Bucs, so talk Bucs, and then give me your national championship pick, Indiana or Miami. Go.
Hey, Pete. Hey, Ray. Hey, here. How you guys doing? It's Josh.
What's going on, Josh?
Hey, Juice. How you doing, man?
What's going on, Omar Reggie?
What's up, Juice?
Nothing much. Listen, I just wanted to pop in. I saw that you guys were doing a show before the national championship game. I've got like 2 minutes, but I just want to go over 3 quick things.
Sure.
First of all, we're going to go Indiana for this college football game. I have not seen a more well-balanced offensive and defensive team throughout the playoffs. I mean, they've been dominating type of games. If you're betting for Indiana for any of these games throughout the playoffs, you've made quite a large amount of money.
Yes.
I just don't think that at the rate, first of all, is a great coach. I just don't think that their defense right now is going to be able to stop Fernando and that offense. Just personally. I just think that they're too overpowered. And the fact that Indiana has such a great complementary defense is what's really going to put them over in this game. So I think Indiana's got this game. It'll be a great game, college football nonetheless. Now, I do want to talk Todd Bowles, and I want to talk to the offensive coordinator really, really quick.
Go for it.
I want to ask you guys. I want to talk to you guys really quick. Who was to blame for last year's second half crapshoot? Was it Todd Bowles? Was it him losing the locker room? Was it Josh Grizzard's, predictive play calling? Or was it the fact that Todd Bowles, admittedly, especially in that, the end of the year conferences, decided to be more of a hands-off head coach this year and give,
I want to jump in real quick. I'm gonna say a combination of everything, except you're missing one key aspect to this, okay? Nobody in management had the balls or the fortitude to tell Baker Mayfield he had to sit, because this man for the final 8 games played hurt. And here's another statistic for you. Baker Mayfield has never gone 3 consecutive years without being hurt. And if they're not careful here in Tampa Bay, they will ruin this young man just like they did in Cleveland. Someone had to turn around and say, you need to sit. And if they would have did that 8 weeks ago, Tampa Bay would still be in the playoffs.
Which is exactly why which is exactly why McDermott would not come here, because you don't have a 6'5" Allen. You've got a Baker Mayfield, and let's be honest. Let's ask this, Joshua: is Baker Mayfield ready to get that $50 million a year, $250 million quarterback? I know he's a franchise caliber quarterback, but
he ain't getting that.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He's played the part of a guy that deserves $100 million contract for sure. I do not see a perennial Pro Bowl quarterback that can get you past the week 1 playoff hurdle. I haven't seen it. I don't think anyone that's on this podcast live right now has seen it. He's a great quarterback. He's going to get you great regular season stats. Unfortunately, I don't think he's the guy at this point to give a full extension, for what he's probably asking for, $35 to $40 million.
He ain't asking for anything yet. How can he ask for anything with the way he stunk it up this year? Let's call it exactly what it is. But respectfully, Josh, I'm going to have to disagree with you. This quarterback and Baker Mayfield, when he's healthy, can take you to the Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl. He's that good. He's that kind of player. He is an absolute gamer. But he's got too big of an ego, and he doesn't know how to check the damn thing in before he comes into the door, because he wants to play hurt. People go, oh, that shows heart. No, that's stupid. That's exactly what it is. That man needed to sit down. Very upset that the Buccaneers did not make it to the playoffs this year. And you can blame Grizzard, whatever the hell you want to call him. You can blame Bowles all you want. You can blame the water boy for not bringing it out on time. The biggest blame is Baker Mayfield playing hurt and nobody sitting his ass down to go ahead and ride the pine for a while.
Well, the problem is, and thanks a lot for the call, Juice.
Thanks, Josh.
Be a stranger as always.
Take care, Josh.
At 9 o'clock, all right?
Let me say one last thing. Say one last thing, Petey. I know you guys have a time frame here.
Yes.
As far as the offensive coordinators are concerned, this is my take when it comes to Baker Mayfield and Josh Grizzard. I don't think they had chemistry from week 1. I think that the majority of those first 8 weeks where we took off and we were 6-2 had a lot more to do with fourth quarter heroics and Grizzard starting to learn the nuances of being an offensive coordinator in the league, more so than great play calling. This is what I'll say, right? An offensive coordinator can change the dynamic of a team. I genuinely believe that if you had a Ben Johnson, or if you had a Mike McDaniel, or if you had, another wizard at the play calling for the offense, that we're going to be making a much deeper run in the playoffs this year. We wouldn't have had to have, had a last season game with, Carolina to see what was going to happen in the other game with the Falcons. I genuinely believe that we're one really good coordinator away from actually being a Super Bowl caliber team. Harry, to your point, I don't think that Baker isn't a quarterback that can take you to the Super Bowl. I think he needs a coordinator to match. The guy's pretty much 5'11", playing with the spirit of Brett Favre. It's why he's hurt all the time. It's why he doesn't take sacks when he needs to take sacks. It's why he doesn't check down when he needs to check down. But
I was going to say, no. Well, no, hey, didn't you say, wasn't you? But Bowles said he was taking a step back this last year, and he did that, right, Joshua?
Right.
I mean, so who's making? Did you think Todd Bowles went for it twice on his side of the 50 against the Saints in that monsoon at home against them? Did you think Todd Bowles was the coach that makes that call twice? The coach that 2 years ago wouldn't even go for on fourth and goal?
That's a good point.
Well, my point is that another offensive coordinator might just make that chasm even stronger. That's why this hire is very precarious, right? Maybe it's not just to go out and get the biggest on the table. Maybe you've got to find the right person with the culture that'll fit into this locker room, and you want a leader, but you got to find someone who will fall in succession. But yeah, I mean, so maybe it's not just the hottest.
Well, yeah, good stuff, Juice. Appreciate it as
Juice,
always.
you're awesome, man. Don't be a stranger. Stop by and say hello sometime.
Thank you, guys. Love it.
All right, later, man. Yeah, and I would say this, it's all about culture. That's the reason why Todd Bowles has been able to keep his job and why he was, able to earn that extension in the first place. That's why, Jason Light earns that extension because of culture. Open phone line. We're running out of time here, but 727-255-0391.
It's 727-255-0391. If you
guys, by the way,
the Greek or Pete or Tampa Bay Ray, make sure you call us up.
By the way, they did a thing here. They said we have any Hurricane fans here, and there was a couple of people a little muffled. They said, do we have any Indiana fans here? And the place went crazy. So the ghost of Bob Knight is somewhere in here, and Indiana's not just a basketball school anymore.
All right, let's go out to Roger Shue here.
Acknowledge me.
What's up, gentlemen? Let's go out to Rob DePrez Thompson, Ray Kennedy. They definitely don't know ball. Go Hoosiers. There you go.
Wait, he said I don't know ball. Go Hoosiers.
No. Listen. Stop.
They don't know ball.
Oh, they don't, because Rob backs me up on that. I know. I just want to make sure he's going Hoosiers.
Relax. They definitely don't know
Easy,
ball.
Ray. Easy.
Go Hoosiers, says Rob.
Ray Kennedy is IE and AKA Cujo.
I guess he is. Brightside Broadway says, hey, Peter. Hey, Harry. Let's go out to Abraham here. It's Sean McVay's tree. The Bengals OC marrying the run with the pass. That's what it's all about. That's what they lost. And I will say this also. It doesn't help when your offensive line. I don't care if your quarterback's hurt or not. It doesn't help that situation when you're losing both of your guards and you don't have your left tackle for the majority of the year. That doesn't help. Again, it's about consistency. It's about continuity. That's what it comes down to. That's the difference between 2023 and 2025, whether it's the offensive coordinator or not. You didn't have those injuries to your offensive line. You may be able to get away with, injuries to your running back. You may be able to get away with injuries to your wide receivers. But when you have injuries to your offensive line, that's definitely going to hurt your offense overall. Let's go out to Tom Banner.
Well, Pete, I want to say back on the other comment, since we're going to still talk Bucs, I will exude some of my brilliance here. That's why when Alex Kappa went there trying to fix the problems they were having to get some blocking for Joe Burrow, it was because they were running that Sean McVay tree style of offense. So that's a great point that he comes in already running that zone blocking scheme and all. But hopefully in learning what he learned and seeing Joe Burrow get his butt beat for the years, he'll be more about figuring out to get a short running game and a 12 personnel to protect his quarterback in close. And then Joe Burrow comes here as a free agent in a year and a half. I'm kidding. But no, Alex Kappa, he's not coming back here, but that's the reason why he went there as a free agent, because it was a similar offensive scheme.
All right, good stuff. Alex says just get an offensive coordinator, doesn't run the damn ball every play. Get a defensive coordinator, get the O-line healthy. Oscar says they should go after someone who has good chemistry with Baker, like Kingsbury. Didn't he win a Heisman Trophy with Kingsbury? I don't think McDaniel would. It's not McDaniels, by the way. It's McDaniel. Everybody keeps on saying McDaniels.
It's not McDaniels. It's not McDonald's. It's McDaniels, not McDonald's. Those rhymes are Daryl's. Those burgers are Ronald's.
It's Mike McDaniel, and you will be a good fit for the team, just my opinion. You're absolutely correct about that. And, guys, I would think whomever the offensive coordinator is going to be, Baker Mayfield would be in on that decision-making. He would be in on that meeting. Do we all agree with that?
Yes.
Okay, good to go.
No.
Why?
I think you want his input, but again, if we're going back to this is the head guy in charge. This is the second head guy in charge. We want Baker in there, but I don't want Baker hiring Grizzard because he was his buddy out and they did the blanket flashlights and they studied the offensive playbook in those 4 hours. I want someone who's coming in here to do the Buccaneers bidding. I want Baker in on that hiring process, but he doesn't have final say. Otherwise, you are separating that chasm or making it even greater.
I don't think it is any chasm at all. I think the reason why you have Baker in on that meeting is so
chasm was this year.
There was no chasm this year.
Who was calling the plays this year, Pete?
Josh Grizzard. But we also hear that Todd Bowles did have some say and being overly conservative, especially during that Carolina game. Good to see Peter H. Blake. Happy National Championship Day. Happy National Championship Day to you. Let's go out to Juice. The Bucs are number one talented coordinator away from a deep playoff run. New England, Jacksonville, Chicago. Broadway says, let's go Bucs. Let's go Bucs.
Fire the cannon!
We will fire those cannons as we just did. Juice says, get Mike McDaniel with Zach Robinson in the building. Barring another injury-riddled season, we're in the playoffs. Let's go out to Brad. Nobody wants to work with Bulls. That's BS. Aloha, Pierre H. Blake and Harry Berg. Football has been good with you guys. Thanks a lot. The icon, Mr. TJ Reeves of the Buccaneer Radio Network. Indiana 31-17 over Miami. More disciplined team, better prepared team. They finish off the storybook season. We'll get back to that moment. Thank you, Peter. Absolutely. Exactly, Peter. David says, hey, Peter and Harry, the Greek, who do you all have in the game tonight? I have Miami winning 36-27. David says it doesn't matter who the offensive coordinator is as long as Todd Bowles is the head coach. The defense is going to give up points every time the offense scores. Rondé Barber even said that. You can't play fast in the defensive scheme. That's why they keep getting burned down the field. He has to go, Peter. He has to. But I'm sorry, David. He's not going to go this year.
Rondé Barber, I don't ever remember Rondé Barber saying anything like that.
Well, Rondé Barber has had some comments about this defense, which he
I don't think that's exactly how he put it, though.
No.
Because number one, I don't think a former player who's still in this market is going to be that indicting with those type of comments. I'm sorry.
Especially
I'd be very shocked.
Well, we'll definitely get into the Rondé Barber comments on Wednesday, but he is in that building. He is close to those people in that building. So
but I can't. Can you honestly see him making them kind of indicting comments? Come on.
He said some things that are definitely eye-opening at the end of the day. So we'll definitely get into
Rondé's got a little thing going on WFLA, so Rondé got to make it bleed and lead too a little bit, even though he's a Hall of Fame guy, and we know how fantastic Rondé is, still involved in the community. But and even that, Pete, a guy that we know is inside the locker room, who obviously has the respect of every defensive player, if not every player in that locker room, and even he's scratching and clawing for like something like Todd Bowles wrote in his diary. I don't like coaching anymore. I mean, at the end of the day, aren't we fishing for something that really shouldn't even bother about existing?
We're not fishing for anything. We're just listening. We're taking for what he's saying, and we're going to get into it on Wednesday night. We'll have a lot of injuries on both sides of the ball. Lamar, you're absolutely correct about that. Broadway, Tua needs to retire. It's not overrated at all because the Sean McVay coaching tree has proven to work for offense. To not hire someone from the coaching tree is pure ignorance. Well, David, to your point, Zach Robinson got hired by the Atlanta Falcons, and how did he do last year? Now he's looking for an offensive coordinator job. So once again, there's never a certain thing. You get the guy that's going to fit your offense. It may have not worked last year.
How's Green Bay's head coach doing? Matt LaFleur.
Well, again, during the regular season, he's tremendous, but lately in the playoffs, he's 3-6. And there's the college football championships is just on ESPN, not on national channel. Also, David Evon 620, they said there's something going on in the organization, all these high-profile offensive coordinators to come in and interview the last 3 years. We end up with the first-time signal callers. Granted, a couple of them worked out, but how many times did he actually in the NFL? 2 worked out.
Two in a row.
Right. Dave Canales worked out, and Liam Cohen worked out. As far as I know, Josh Grizzard didn't work out. So
you know what
was that comment again?
I'm only going to make one comment about this, and I'm never going to bring it up again. A lot of people didn't like Grizzard. Be careful what you wish for, Buck fans, because I'm telling you now, I think one more year in this offense, a healthy offense, especially with the offensive line, I think you would have had much different results in year 2.
And like I said let me finish real quick. I'll be short. Like I said all this last half of the season, and don't go find the guy from the McVay tree that you think will be fitting most conformably with Baker. If you're going for the McVay tree, you're going for someone who's got that offensive philosophy, and they run to the wall with that. And one of the problems the Bucs had this year wasn't just that they went with their third iteration of the McVay tree, but when it got down to Grizzard, well, again, his first time being an OC, he was so worried about tailoring the West Coast to Baker's exact needs. But then the clavicle with Evans, Baker's injury, Wirfs is out, and all of a sudden it's crap because it wasn't an offense going forward as it had to. It was one he was catering to the specific individuals, and that was Josh Grizzard. His biggest mistake is your offensive coordinator, and that was a mistake that he couldn't see coming. He was probably asked to do that, and that's by your Todd Bowles coach.
It's definitely a possibility. And when you hire Josh Grizzard, not Grizzard, that's how you say it. That's how TJ Reeves taught me how to say it. So we didn't have to say Grizzard. Grizzard, when you hired him, you felt good about it because, again, you keep the continuity because he is your third down coordinator. But, again, it's different when you're calling plays at the end of the day when you're offensive coordinator. You could be a third down coordinator. You'd be successful. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to transition into being a offensive coordinator at the end of the day. Future looks bright for the Chicago Bears. I know we're getting to that start of the game here. You are perfect, very loud and clear. Let's go out to Damn It Jim right here.
Damn it, Jim, what the hell's the matter with you?
OC hunting, absolutely. Let's go out to Dalvin. Do you think Trinidad Chambliss pro ready? Do we use a pick on him for young gun to push Baker? Great question, guys, because you don't know who the back.
He won't be available there. Oh, maybe. Wait a minute. The Bucs only had 8 wins this year. Where do they pick this year, Ray?
15, but you're not going to pick a quarterback at 15, and I think Ray is gone at this point, so we'll get him out of here. We'll come back to this. Some questions about his size. He may be in the 3rd, 4th round, as crazy as it sounds. So we'll see. We'll get more into that, but that's definitely a Who knows? Because the Bucs don't have a backup quarterback at this point. You got Teddy Bridgewater. I don't think that's the future at this juncture. You may need to get somebody young, and you're coming up with Baker Mayfield at this point, coming into possibly getting a new contract extension at this point. It's going to be a big year for Baker Mayfield because if he does have a big year, then you're going to sign him to that contract extension, and you won't need a quarterback. If he doesn't have a big year, then you may definitely consider going out and getting a younger quarterback at this point. Go ahead and get him in here. Matt Nagy destroyed 2 quarterbacks, says Brian Wilson right there. Brian says, look at Chicago. That's cool. I like that. Then the offensive coordinator was Matt Nagy as the Chiefs deteriorated. Mike McCarthy and the West Coast offense would have had this year's team and last year's team with 11 wins. Cut the nonsense. McCarthy's passing yards, game points, games are hard proof. Head coach and offensive coordinator. What do you do with the Dallas Cowboys?
That's a good point, Pete.
Dallas Cowboys. I mean, everybody's saying we would have had this, we would have had that. It's easy to look at it, but what do you do with the Dallas Cowboys?
I'm going to say 2 words.
Sure.
Jerry Jones.
Well, there you go. But it's not just all Jerry Jones. I mean, again, is he?
Ask Jason Garrett how that worked out.
Glazers are far from the best owners. Again, they have their faults, but you had 2 Super Bowl championships. I love this. Ask the Atlanta Falcons what they got. Ask the Cincinnati Bengals what they got. Ask the Detroit Lions what they got, as I'm pounding my hands right now. They've gone all out, whether it was 2002 or 2000, to make this team and be competitive. So whether you like the Glazers or not, they got 2 Super Bowl championships more.
And they own the team.
And they own the team.
Who said that? Who said that?
I meant
Wilson?
Get Savasi Dennis a one-way ticket of TPA. It's TIA. I think you said TPA.
No, that's what the Ray Stadium's going to be. You can't get him flying out of there.
Dropping back on down the field, shots with a hurt Olel, sacks, more reason for the West Coast timing system. McCarthy, Peyton, Schottenheimer kill teams with this. Rob says Todd should have sat Baker against the Cardinals and Saints, and then he may have a healthier quarterback just in time for the return of all weapons. Okay. Brian says, I don't know, McDaniels should be here.
I agree.
In the interview, defensive coordinator should be the hire. It's not going to be the hire. You're not hiring a defensive coordinator. I'm sorry. Todd Bowles is the defensive coordinator. He's going to call the plays. That's how it is.
As long as he's the head coach, he will be calling his plays.
Yes. I agree with the injuries. David says, Harry, I agree with you. I don't think we should have fired our offensive coordinator. There was a disconnect with the offense when Godwin, Evans, McMillan came back as well. Definitely. And that's on the offensive coordinator, guys, not just on Todd Bowles. The Bucs are taking their time with the OC hire. Light and Bulls have to get this right. They're both on the clock. Bingo! There it is. Everything isn't always hire the first guy. It's about making the right decision, getting the right fit, no matter what tree he's from. Is it going to work for Baker Mayfield? Is it going to work for this offense going forward? It's not.
I'm not sure.
Right. It is. I like the home team winning. Who would be a great DC to bring in? There is no
Todd
DC.
Bowles.
Todd Bowles is overwhelmed. Well, there you go. All right, guys. Is it the start of game time at this point, or is this pregame at this?
Now they're doing a national anthem.
Pregame.
Pregame.
They're doing a national anthem, but the food is bumping out here. We're gonna have to get another meal. I'm hungry again, and this food smells great.
All right, well, Tampa Bay, tell everybody where you're at, why you should be out there. Tell them about the food there at the world's famous Ferg Sports Bar and Grill in downtown St. Pete on the Edge District. I had to do it. Sorry.
On the Edge District. I'll tell you what, we got down here today, and again, I hope everybody had a great Martin Luther King Day. It's such a great Martin Luther King Jr. Day. It's such a great day to observe. They're not only the reason for the holiday, but the reason why we get together and celebrate that holiday. And we got down here, Harry, just after we really got done celebrating. Ferg's got it going. It's a late arriving crowd. Next week's AFC, NFC champion. There's the crowd starting to go crazy in Miami. The anthem just ended. Next week, the NFC Championship games, and then, of course, your Super Bowl. And don't forget March Madness. I will be starting a new podcast in February. It's going to be the Ferg Sports House podcast. That's a rough name, but I get to interview some of the best sports and local celebrities, people just every day like you and me that are living here in the Pinellas and Tampa Bay area. They're going to come down to Ferg's, and we're going to talk about sports. We're going to talk about life. So I hope you tune in. It'll be starting in February. That'll be my new podcast. And thanks for having me, brothers. I'm going to go ahead and predict here Miami wins it by a field goal. I'm not sure of the total, but the home team comes out, and we'll see how it goes.
All right, Harry the Greek. Miami have a chance in this game. Why or why not? Who do you see winning it here tonight in the National Championship game?
A lot of late money right now is going on Miami. This game actually started Indiana minus like 9.5. It's down to 7.5, and some sports books even have 7. Does anybody have a clue how many millions of dollars it takes for a team to move a point? Just a point, let alone 2.5 points. I'm going to give you a little upset here. Nah, I'm kidding you. Take Miami and the points. Not necessarily think they're going to win, but I think they're going to be able to keep it close. I think Miami's defense is going to be able to go ahead and get some pressure on Mendoza. And most importantly, I do think that Carson Beck is going to clean up the game a little bit, and you're going to see a lot less drop passes. Look for a low-scoring game. I don't believe it's going to be that high-scoring, and if it is, it favors Miami to cover the points. If it's a high-scoring game, then Indiana runs away with it. So the Greek's going to give you Miami plus the points and play the under.
All right, there you go, guys.
Hey, I got a question. Is there a bet on whether Ray Lewis or Mike Irving goes out on the field and gets Miami to get a personal foul for running onto the field? Or what's the over-under on when Ray Lewis is spanking that water cooler with that belt?
Oh, my God, that was pretty good. What he was envisioning was Peter Blake's ass because it said FSU across the baseline of it.
Seminole.
We know we'd throw a little bit of love out to you.
Of course, man. And gentlemen, I appreciate you joining me here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. We'll get out of here.
Well, Peter, tell everybody where they can find you before we let you go now. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah. All right.
Pete's like, really? I get the night off?
Well, I'm getting the night off. I'm going to watch the game here, so I'm going to get out of here. We'll be back on Wednesday night. But Harry the Greek, Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy, enjoy the game, guys, and get home safe, all right?
Hey, Pete, my wife drives Uber Eats. We're going to send 20 wings over your way.
Sounds good, man. I love it. Send it over here to Citrus Park. We love it over here.
He's kidding. We're going to eat your wings. See you later, Petey.
All right. See you later. There you go. Mr. Harry the Greek right there, professional handicapper extraordinaire, best of the Bay, Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy. We'll come back here. We'll read the comments here. Miami is my pick. Indiana is my pick. I'm going to go with the media icon there because you go with greatness, right? Great minds think alike. 31-17, Indiana. Mendoza continues his campaign as a Heisman. Yeah.
You use me?
What?
The media icon? You're going to side with the media icon?
I'm going to go with, yes.
TJ, I know you're watching this game. You want picks? You come to the Greek. I'm always here for you, TJ. I'm always here for you. There's nothing wrong with taking them. Bye. See you later, guys. Love you, brother.
All right. I love you too, brother. Yes, I'm going to go with Indiana. I'm sorry. Well-coached team, discipline. They don't shoot themselves in the foot. They win the turnover battle, and you've got the best player in the country who, by the way, is focused, has a chip on his shoulder, has something to prove. I like the Indiana Hoosiers to win the national championship tonight. Thanks a lot to all our guests. Mr. Harry the Greek, professional handicapper extraordinaire. Mr. Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy, best of the Bay. We'll be back on Wednesday night. I promise for a full show at 9 o'clock. Anything breaks when it comes to your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, we got you covered. Like and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube. Friend me on Facebook at Peter H. Blake. YouTube super chats are open there. Facebook stars. If you like the content, give to the content. 3 things, and we'll wrap it up for the night. Bring your passion. Bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And for fans of the Sports Web and the Tampa Bay sports fan, especially you Go Bucs fans, it's your time. We'll see you next time on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. And as we always say on this show to end it off, Go Bucs.